If I could go jump into the DeLorean tomorrow and take a trip to the past to go talk to my former self, I would have a few choice words with that good old person that I used to know. First off, I'd go back and tell that person that bullying is going to be a part of your life for a very long time, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it, but just know that it's going to get infinitely better as time goes on. I know that's so cliche, but whatever. But the important part comes after that, in which I would go back and tell that person that you do not want to turn into the same people that did that kind of stuff to you, because that's exactly what happened to you, because popularity was so important to your self-worth at the time. You so badly did not want to go back into being that person that was picked on every single second of every single day that you decided to pick on other people and become that person. That should have never been your first response, because you knew exactly what it felt like to be on the receiving end of what was happening. Once high school ends, you're going to drift away from the people that you used to call your friends, and you know what, that ends up being okay, because it was a slow and gradual process into the drifting away. It didn't happen right off the bat as soon as high school ended. They were a good part of your life, that's for sure. You enjoyed being around them, but it was time to move on. Everyone moves on. Those are the realities of what happens after high school, when you all pick different roads to go on and different paths to travel on for the rest of your lives. Speaking of after high school, oh, this is a good one. You're going to want to sit down for this one because you're going to need it. Your whole entire post-secondary education is entirely messed up from the get-go, because you get advice from a school counselor that ends up being completely wrong. This could entirely be a consequence of being forced into picking what you want to do with the rest of your life at the ripe old age of 17. I'm still not convinced people should be forced to pick what they want to do for the rest of their lives in the latter half of their teen years. Who knows what they even want to have for supper or whatever. Finishing off your education with a degree in psychology, and all the while in school, you're working at a movie theater, still working there, you don't know if that's where you want to go for the rest of your life or not. You probably don't, but who knows what ends up happening. One thing I would tell you not to change is procrastinating for finals that one year that you ended up finding YouTube, because that was one of the best things you could have ever done. You ended up finding your best friends on that website, you ended up finding a hobby that you love to do, and all in all, that was a pretty damn good decision you made, and I can give you a good pat on the back for that one. I would also want to sit you down and let you know that antagonizing your brothers is probably something you don't want to do a whole lot of. I know it's fun in the moment, but there's not really much that comes from that. There's never really much that ever comes from that. But then again, maybe I wouldn't want to tell myself all these different things, because then it might change how things have ended up now, and I really, really like how things have ended up now. If anyone else could go back and talk to their former self, what would you say? What would you want to go back and warn them about? Of all the things that I'd want to warn myself about, I would not warn myself about technology, because I would not want to spoil how awesome things get.